Well gone everybody. Jamaican Otaku there, And we had some reviews as usual. That's all I do. Reviews on these animes and mangas. Yes, as you can see in the title we had episode 125 for Dragon Ball Super. And very surprising to me. Isn't it? For starters, we did already know say Toppo was a candidate to be, Universe's 11 God of Destruction. So before we get into that, I could just start off how the episode goes. So basically, we have Toppo versus 17, and simple look a matchup between 17 and Toppo. With Toppo not, unleashing the full potential of his strength, and 17 not exhausting stamina because he was android. Basically what happened now is it's almost an equal thing, but in a sense where Toppo, him stronger than 17, Even though 17 have infinite stamina, that does overwhelm, Toppo at time. Probably sometime Toppo will get tired and 17 still a move, but on the side where Toppo is a stronger fighter, when I'm exhausted, I'm still able to tank certain things, I'm able to take on certain attacks and still muscle through it, you understand? Unlike 17 now, 17 can't put up the amount of power or strength we need to just give Toppo that finishing blow, but when it comes to just trying to run away from him, he can do it because he has stamina, he android, I'm not tired. On top of that, he have infinite amount of energy, so, he can shoot power blasts all day. We get a scene here, so with Toppo, actually, he might get shot by 17, like me I said, 17, I shoot him infinitely, and him actually I use the time now to see where the shot them I come from, so him can easily dodge it, and him pull up this beam. It's a funny character still in a Toppo. Check out this shot, man. This is 17 running for his dear life. That's him right there. After that one powered up shot. Then we get Toppo, 17 after running, he turns around and in fire one shot himself, one beam shot. Isn't it? So I think I know what the problem is. It's a true where I get that's still gonna be bad. Anyway. So 17 in counter attack with energy blast himself. Out of nowhere, Frieza come now because you have to remember Frieza and Gohan did a deal with Dipsa because Gohan did leave Toppo for 17 to deal with, but him himself get eliminated along with Dipsa, and Frieza now turn the tides back to Toppo. As him and Toppo are fighting now, Frieza decide to start using Death Beam them now. Can't go see it as good. I threw the lighting. That's fine still. I have to show you the picture. I can't just start talk. Frieza as the crook in B, him start shoot Toppo from behind as Toppo and 17 under the beam struggle. So obviously you get overwhelmed. You can see now this shot here. So this is. See if I come over here how that looks. Still bad. You can't see it still, Let's see. Yeah, that part here, that Frieza one, this here's our Toppo did a shoot off of 17. This is a 17 one, yeah. So basically, now 17 start push back. Toppo wanna get pushed back to film one, and 17 Frieza now shoot him. It start overwhelm Toppo to the point where Toppo almost get pushed out of bounds. Him actually did withstand the blast. But right after that, him just decide to unleash him true power, which is the fact that him can convert himself over to the God of Destruction. It seems like when you do take on the role of a God of Destruction, probably you get this universal energy, because where is it that you get a key or a kite that is made up of pure energy opposite of what You know, like basically the key of a god of destruction eliminate. All right, right here, so see that one here, so now this a Toppo just a stun up, and all of those particles that you see in the background is because I think Frieza did shoot him, or must have 17 shoot him. Frieza shoot him with a death beam, and the death beam literally just disintegrate off of him. So it's like once you become God of Destruction, you get this God of Destruction key. So even here's a 17, a shoot him up, and you can just see blast them. See that him there say now with the mustache, you see me? And that time arm there so. You see me? So what happened now is and just stand up there and see if I can find it. 17 did I do this now. In my run round. Like I run around and just a shoot him up from different areas. You understand? Because I might try to get some kind of, I might try to figure out how to deal with this. But come on, I might deal with a god of destruction here. I never know some opponent was going to be that. So, you know, I decided to shoot an energy blast, you know. And of course that just started to disintegrate. Isn't it? Like, Beerus has to tell 17 to run. Because the thing about it, you know, Frieza actually, Mr. Frieza did get, what happened to Frieza? Oh, Frieza now. We never get to tell on that part. Alright, just the one time, Frieza shoot him, and him actually turned to God of Destruction, and Frieza, when him turned to God of Destruction, now Frieza actually shoot him again with a death beam, and that part where they come up, like I said, the particles, them, and when you have on the God of Destruction key, everything just disintegrate. Him then decide to shoot, Toppo then decide to fire off one of the Hakai, or a God of Destruction. Basically, it's like, once it touches it, it erases you from any existence, right? Frieza did get shot with one time, and him actually did tank it pretty well. You know, him harness the energy and actually throw it off of Goku. And Goku himself couldn't do anything about it. And really what it did just show was the capabilities of how much Frieza can tank, something like that versus what Goku can do. And at the end of the day now, even Goku right now being like Kaioken times 20 Super Saiyan Blue, you still have to keep in mind and say, alright, when him did fight Frieza, not when him did fight Frieza, but during the last sparring that Frieza and Goku did have, they were still equal. They were equal, but I don't think Goku had used the times 20, because you have to remember the only time he did use times 20 was after the versus hit, and then after hit, no, there wasn't anything big up until when him did fight against Jiren, and him did have to go into Ultra Instinct. So Frieza and Goku, with Goku being times 20, which is just a +1 over Frieza, which Frieza has golden form, Goku has Super Saiyan Blue. Only thing that Goku has as a +1 is the Kaioken times 20, And to me, if he doesn't finish within the time span of Kaioken 20, then really it just not gonna make it, because that's what Kaioken 20 is not an everlasting boost. It's just a quick spur of the moment boost, So, everybody's been talking about the symbol on the front of Toppo's chest, and really and truly, it's probably just the symbol that he's gonna get when he becomes, I'll try to see if I could find one. All I got a destruction, them have it pan them, the symbol pan them, not that same one, but, all of them have a different one. Frieza has a power up, Film Death Blast, Planet Buster, or Destroyer. Decide to fling it off a Toppo, right? Toppo does this thing, man, where he powers up a Hakai, and the Hakai, look how small it is. Look how small it is, right? Right? I'll show you which one it is. It's the little purple. It's the one that's shining down. It's this one. This is Frieza's. That's Toppo's. All of this gets disintegrated due to the God of Destruction power. Then rush Frieza, Give Frieza one of them gut check there. The Dragon Balls, you gut check them. Give him one of them there. Pin him up by him head now. Hold him by him head, squeeze him head. To the point where, I have to show one of them part that pick for picking, squeeze out the man. brain, you know, but you see, because in a tournament you can't kill your opponent or else you get disqualified. And drop him, you know, drop him on the ground. And this is what it looks like when you can't do anything, man. This is just what Frieza saw after being on the ground. Like he just saw the foot. Okay, can't see that part, so we're not gonna pay attention to too much. But this part right here is when, after he gets kicked out, right? 17 throws a rock, right? Hits Frieza to the point where Frieza is out. He's literally hanging out of bounds by an arm, right? If 17 never changed the trajectory of where Frieza was going, you know, of course, Universe 7 would have been down to 3 fighters, and you know, in a sense, how much can 17 contribute when it comes to Vegeta and Goku versus Jiren and Toppo, you know? Most him can do is the most. So, you know, next week episode now, we are going to get to see, with episode 126, we are going to get to see Jiren and, you know, the finishing up of Jiren and Toppo and 17, and the beginning fight of Toppo and Vegeta, which Goku is going to be left alone to fight. Vegeta, Goku are going to left to fight Jiren, and obviously it seems like probably 17 must get eliminated, you understand? 17 get eliminated, and hold on, give me a second, yeah. Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. So, you know, no, that's that. That's just a review for 125, right? So, I just go, you know, my final thoughts now and my general view of basically this episode. And, I'm kind of surprised, not really that surprised. Toppo is, has the power. Like, you can actually see, so he can truly convert himself over to, God of Destruction, even God of Destruction tier, or even God of Destruction just point blank. Because to say you're a God of Destruction tier means it's like you're on the same platform as them. You're not listed as God of Destruction. You understand? You're just on the same platform as them, so you can compete with them. That doesn't mean so you can't beat them. You understand? Or even that you're equal to them. You're just on the same platform. You are the same tier level. You understand? Sometimes tier level mean one above, one under, and even one unequal too. So it can fall in any way. And you know what? When it comes to that category, that's where you would put Goku and Vegeta. You know, in that the same tier, one tier down from God of Destruction, because you know so many times it's been brought about that you know Vegeta him look like he couldn't be candidate for God of Destruction. Bears enough time tell Goku say why don't you be candidate for God of Destruction? So. But in a sense, in this episode now, it's not surprising that Toppo has taken on this form, completely completely how should I say, neglecting everything that he stood for as far as justice and you know justice over evil. And now he doesn't see the difference between justice and evil. The only thing he's looking at right now is just survival for his universe, which means like he's pulling out all the stops. He knew that he was candidate to become God of Destruction, and the entire time when we're sitting here thinking that there is a fighter in a universe that's stronger than his own God of Destruction, we always thought that was Jiren. I mean, I don't know if it's something that it was actually factually said, but based on what me I watch, me can tell you right now, me know say Toppo is stronger than Jiren. Toppo is stronger than Jiren because even if Jiren is the candidate of the God of Destruction, even if he was the one that everybody thought like he is the strongest, there is no way that he should be Look, when it comes to just writing all of these things, you can do just about anything. But when it comes to actually categorizing people, there's no way that Jiren should be stronger than Toppo. There's no way that Jiren should be stronger than Toppo only because Toppo is now a god of destruction. And when it comes to that tier level, there's no one that there should be no plus one above that. If anything, Jiren could be equal to, but there's no way that Jiren is stronger than god of destruction level. Because, okay, for instance, right? Look at how the things are played out. Toppo obviously, if you just look at the character building for Toppo and Jiren, right? We've seen Toppo is the both of them are silent types, right? Okay. Obviously, Toppo does a lot more talking because of the type of role that he plays on the team. Just as Dipso has his own role and Jiren has his own role, and even the commander has his own role. They all 10 fighters on that team had their own role. And even beyond just the Universe of Power tournament, when we were only introduced to Toppo, Dipso, Jiren, and the commander, even then we seen that the type of person that Jiren is a quiet type. Toppo is also a quiet type, but he's just a little different in the sense where he takes on a more leadership role. He has to talk up because he's the one that's always in front of Jiren and Dipspo while taking command from the commander. So going on to say this, I guess Jiren has never been pushed into that corner as Toppo was to completely abandon everything that he just said he stands for and just tell himself, okay, look, if it's at any time I'm going to step into this role of God of destruction, the best time is probably now, which means to survive, to do everything for my universe. You are the universe's God of destruction, so you must pull out all stops at this point. Jiren hasn't been pit into that corner yet. Or even just, it's probably just the values of everything, because probably it's not just what they were put up against. Like, a fox in a corner, how he tends to just become all wild and more protective. Probably that's not the case, which forced the transformation for Toppo. Probably it's just a sense where values, like I said, Toppo completely threw away everything that he stood for, justice and evil. He doesn't see the difference between the two of them now because the only thing that really matters is survival. Whereas in Toppo, the only value he has is what lies beyond strength. That's the only, and I don't think that would force you to become God of destruction. That would force you to change your entire being into God of destruction mode, because you can't find out what lies beyond strength, and fighting Goku and Vegeta is just somehow confusing you by that matter. Whereas in Toppo, looked like he just got fed up, not confused, but overwhelmed with the responsibility of separating justice and evil. At this point, he doesn't see the difference. And the reason why, and how you know that is just the grip that he took on Frieza, man. He was literally ready to pop Frieza's head. And you tell me, that's not justice. There's nothing that could justify why he needs to pop Frieza's head, like a grape. And that's just evil. But at this point, with him being God of destruction mode, just like Varys, there is no rules for justice and evil. There is just you doing what you're supposed to do on a universal stage. You know what I mean? So next week we're gonna see Vegeta versus Toppo, and my general thoughts on that is good luck, Vegeta. I am all the way 100% a Vegeta fanboy, but at the same time, I kind of share that. Put it like this: I am 51% Vegeta fanboy, 49% Dragon Ball Z fanboy. So that said, probably the other way around. I kind of do like Dragon Ball Z more than I like the character Vegeta. But with that said, I'm not going to say, oh, Vegeta needs another power-up. Oh, perfect Super Saiyan Blue should just, start molly-whopping Toppo. No. Ascended Super Saiyan Blue is a nice upgrade for Vegeta. And at this point, I've kind of sat down into the just whole, oh, Vegeta's a second-line character. Oh, he always gets whooped up. Hey, it's entertainment for me now. This is just what Dragon Ball is all about, and I'm just glad for the fact that Vegeta can be that type of character that they can call upon for any type of situation, you know what I mean? And at the same time, he's still a character that's in the game, you know? I'm glad for that moment. So next week, I'm not hoping for anything too big from Vegeta. I mean, if he does get beat up or whatever, I mean, hey, it is what it is, you know? I did notice one thing though, watching the previews, that he looks like he kicks Toppo in the knee and kind of bends it. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of tactical fighting between Vegeta here. It said that Goku is in the preview that Goku tells Vegeta, you know, is it worth throwing your life away? So, you know, we don't know what stops he will pull out. I doubt he'll do some Majin Vegeta explosion thing. So, you know, to exhaust his energy to that point, I think Goku only means like he'll be to a point where he probably just gets kicked out. But that's that, you know. Last week somebody asked me about how I felt about Vegeta and his power up. I never really got to comment on that. That comment came in like really late. So, you know, if that person is still watching or if you're subscribed, hopefully you could catch this one part as far as how I feel about Vegeta. I think the power up is a good power up. I think it makes sense because due to so many levels, transformations, power ups, you know, it's hard to designate or evaluate each power up, you know, like it's kind of hard to analyze everything and be like, okay, this power up is stronger than this power up and this strong power up is stronger than this power. Put it like this, in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, this game that I'm playing, there's so many different forms of Super Saiyan. There is Future Super Saiyan, which is the one that Gohan with one arm and Trunks turns into. There is Super Vegeta, which is another form of Super Saiyan, which is the one that Vegeta turns into when he goes, you know, a little bit bulky, you know. And then it just, you know, gives Vegeta that on where he, you know, where he transforms, he does this thing where he, you know, thumbs up and he's like, yeah, it's me. Yeah, I'm the Super Vegeta. You know, unlike the other Super Saiyan transformations, they, you know, but when you do Super Vegeta, he points at himself with the thumb and powers up. You know what I mean? So there's so many different forms of transformation when it comes to Super Saiyan on here on Xenoverse 2, where it's like you know, you don't know really what to classify Vegeta's Super Saiyan Blue as. Me personally, I say it's the perfect Super Saiyan Blue. I call it P perfect Super Saiyan Blue. Yeah, PSSB. You know, you have SSG SS, or I could just be like Ascended Super Saiyan God. My homeboy told me about that one, Big Fresh. So shout out to you, Big Fresh, for that one. Hopefully them boys could use it. Ascended Super Saiyan God, which is like Super Saiyan God Blue, but ascended. You know what I mean? So how I feel about that though, I don't know how it's gonna, you know, how that type of power is gonna pit up against Toppo. Hand-to-hand combat, it should be really good. Because like I said, I seen one in the preview, Vegeta looked like he kicks Toppo in the knee there. So, you know, Vegeta's going to be using a lot of strategy and tactics. So, as far as how I feel about Vegeta in this whole Dragon Ball Super, I think it's going quite well as far as his character building goes. You know, his power-ups. I mean, it is what it is, man. They're just going to put Vegeta where, you know, as needed, you know, whenever there's somebody to call upon, that's who they need, you know, not Gohan, not Piccolo. Those guys are just not the level that Vegeta's at. They're not, Vegeta's not at the level that Goku's at, but when Goku does need help, Vegeta's that only one, man. The only other thing I have to say about anything else is, hopefully I could give you guys a Let's Play, some Dragon Ball Xenoverse, or I might do some Neo. I owe you guys a Neo 3.5, chapter 3.5. You know, I done some reviews, did some good reviews for the week, so I hope you guys can enjoy that. Other than that, I guess me soon I'll look a bit. I'll go try so else I can get as far as any content for today go. So, you know, I'm not gonna try really include any more information on my Dragon Ball Super tactic. Isn't me? Tactic. Let's just try to see something. My Dragon Ball Z tactic. You know, I'm trying to see if I could point. Anyway, so that's that. I don't. Oh yeah. Good thing I did get to say this. I don't know if we'll get to see our. I don't know if we'll get to see our, our triple threat. For Jiren or Toppo, I'm not sure. I don't know if they'll still be around. 1, 2, Frieza being knocked out at the side of the ring like that. Everybody's gonna forget about that. Everybody I gonna forget about Frieza. On top of that, if you notice where Wiz did though, if you notice that Toppo hadn't been knocked out, he looked down at the seat to see if Toppo had appeared there. He didn't. And I think everybody's probably going to notice that fact when they try to look for where Frieza's seat is. He's not there. So where would he be? And I think that's just how it's going to go. He's not down and out yet. And when it comes to Vegeta versus Toppo, Goku versus Jiren, 17 is knocked out. Frieza is still there. And of course, Frieza is not the strongest one. But we don't know the capabilities of that race. And what I can say is that they are strong. No matter how strong the Saiyans become, no matter what type of abilities the Saiyans have as far as getting beaten to to 0.1% of health, and then out of nowhere they just gain this strength. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what the Saiyans can do. I don't know what the abilities of Frieza's race can do. I don't know if I should. I'm gonna probably try to Google it instead of guessing it. I don't know if I should Google it and try to find out if basically what their power up is. Oh shoot, my head was off. What their power up is, but one thing I can suspect is probably the minute they sense an energy, or they're against an energy that's way more than theirs or more formidable, probably that's how they get their upgrade, whether it be speed boost or power boost or strength boost. Because with Frieza, he was able to gain ki boost due to mental concentration, mental training, and also stimulations of different variations of matchups that he had with Goku. So him touching the Hakai that Toppo had distributed might just give him an upgrade and boost, because now he knows what that energy is like. He can probably distribute it himself. 1 or 2, he knows how to contain it. And then I'm not gonna forget the fact that I'm not gonna knock Frieza down, man. He's an outstanding character for this series. Boo, thank God Boo wasn't there, because because of his speech deficit, he wouldn't have been that entertaining of a character. You know what I mean? Yeah, he probably would have been stronger, but he wouldn't have been an entertaining of a character due to the fact that Frieza just delivers on so much aspects as a character goes. You know what I mean? Like, so it's with that said, it's like, don't knock Frieza out yet. Obviously, literally speaking, he's still in the ring. But just look at the fact that, of course, he's a merciless conqueror. Look at all the things that look at his strategies. He tried to, convert people, and then, when they turn their back, he knocks them out. The most important thing I want to notice about Frieza, though, is the fact that even though he's down and out, and he may not have enough strength, over there. Sorry about that, y'all. Even though he doesn't have enough strength, or what the case may be, what I want to look at about Frieza is that the most important thing about Frieza is this, right? And this is what we all have to understand. Yes, he's a conqueror, and if he gets wished back, even after this situation is, even if he gets wished back, if he still go on to conquer planets and such. The most important thing that I wanted to put out there that Frieza has going on is that this. He's still in the he's still in the tournament. He hasn't been knocked out. That's the most important thing that I wanted you all to know about. But it's just the fact that you know, when it gets down to Vegeta versus Toppo, Goku versus Jiren, Frieza will come back, and I don't know if it's something where he'll come back in this golden form, which will be overwhelming for Toppo and Jiren, or if he's gonna come back with the knowledge of what this Hakai is like, what this God of Destruction aura is like, and so on and so forth. And what I wanted to keep you guys, what I wanted to remind you guys about what Frieza's character is, with the manipulation and just the backstabbing, is that the fact that he knows what's going on in this tournament of power, and he wants to gain the more beneficiary part of it for himself, versus when it comes up against the God of Destruction. Like, he wants to benefit not only by coming back alive and, you know, hopefully going on to conquer the universes or galaxies that he wants without being troubled by Goku or Vegeta. I'm pretty sure right now he wants to know how is it that he can overpower these God of Destructions and take them out as a chain, or as a hierarchy, as a top of the pyramid foe. You know what I mean? Like, he knows ever since day one that Beerus is the God of Destruction of his universe, and obviously that didn't have anything to do with him, because his only purpose was to conquer, you know, galaxies, whereas in Beerus would only destroy galaxies. So, you know, they probably worked hand in hand. But now, as it be, Frieza sees the chance to he sees the chance to seize, you know, he's going to seize this moment where he can somehow knock down the power gapping, or the hierarchy, or the power scale, or the top of the pyramid, you know, just take out that chain of command where them mortals have a higher power, as in the God of Destructions. You know, if he can take that out during this whole tournament of power, if he can manipulate situations where that can be out of the way, Frieza can rule as, you know, just completely conqueror of galaxies, you know, without having the, without having the mindset that, oh, he's gonna have consequences as far as, you know, a God of Destruction coming to, you know, reprimand him, or, you know, whatever the case may be. So that's just how hopefully you guys could have understood anything I just said with, you know, my kids and stuff. Hopefully I got Dragon Ball Super 125 off my brain. And I'm still talking because that's just what I want to do. Anyway, one love as always. I'm hoping you enjoy this review. I'm hoping you probably can relate to anything what I say. I understand where I come from. And at the same time, this is just good for future references, you know, like when Dragon Ball Super is over and any references or anything that I need to say, hey, I did say that, you know. I said it in a video one time back in the days, and I've never heard anybody else say it, so. Oh, God. Gotta get this thing situated anyway. Like I said, one love, and just stay blessed and stay good, isn't it? Alright.